This boy couldn't even open his eyes because if he saw someone get hurt, his own body would start bleeding. But one day, that same boy would grow up to defeat a god. This is the story of Qin Shi Huang, a king feared by the world but raised in nothing but pain. At just 7 years old, Ying Zheng lived in darkness, not by choice but by survival, because whenever he saw injury or even felt hatred, his body would reflect it. Cuts, wounds, pain, all without being touched, and in a land that hated him, that meant suffering every single day. After the Battle of Changping, over 400,000 soldiers were buried alive. The hatred toward Qin ran deep, and Ying Zheng, a child born into that enemy nation, became the perfect target. Even shopkeepers threw food at him like trash, but instead of fighting back, he quietly picked it up and ate it like it was normal. Until one day, someone finally saw him, a guard named Chen Yun. She couldn't believe what she saw. A prince living like this? And when she learned his pain, she broke. You're just a child. You should be allowed to cry. For the first time in his life, someone stood on his side. And just like that, he finally broke down. They became like mother and son. For 2 years, he finally felt warmth. But peace never lasts. On their journey back to Qin, they were ambushed, and Chen Yun gave her life to protect him. With her final breath, she said, "Become a king and make the world better." At just 13, he became king. In only 10 years, he conquered all 6 nations and became Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. But his story doesn't end there, because now he stands before a god, Hades, the king of the underworld. Stronger, faster, deadlier. By all logic, Qin Shi Huang should lose. Hades unleashes everything, even sacrificing his own life to grow stronger. Qin Shi Huang is pushed to the edge, injured, outmatched. Everyone thinks it's over, but then he remembers a promise to become the greatest king, not for himself, but for the one person who believed in him. With his Valkyrie's power, he creates a weapon that turns defense into attack. He reads the flow of battle, calculates everything, and waits for one moment. Hades charges, full power, final strike, but Qin Shi Huang was ready. He breaks through, shatters the god's power, and lands the final blow. The god falls, the arena goes silent, and the boy who once couldn't open his eyes becomes the king who defeated a god.